This bout is scheduled for 8 rounds of boxing. In the red corner, hailing from Florida, here is the 3-time world champion, the Magic Man, Antonio Tarver. Fighting out of the blue corner, from Guadalajara, Jalisco, Mexico, here is Mexico's first.
And this one has all of those big fight feels you want from a prize fight here. And we're off and running between these two really accomplished fighters. Let's see how they come out. He just got caught with a big right. That counter punch caught him clean. Throwing a hook, but nice defense there. And he scores with the counter. After so much pre-hype fight and social media drama, I can't believe we're actually in the midst of them fighting.
You can walk into an arena and be the hero. The pressure, the expectation, the desire from the fans. You can't get away from it. Ignore them. Lock it up. I know it's hard. I can hardly hear you, Todd. You've got to ignore them. Get on with your job.
That hook was off target. The straight right just misses. Catch and shoot. The straight right just misses. Well done with that counter shot. You gotta like what you're seeing as we reach the halfway point of this round.
Perfectly matched. Skill for skill, tap for tap. Now this fight will say, you know what, I'm just that notch above you, and so I've got to respect both of them. More than happy.
And he wasn't ready for that counter punch. A counter fighter relies a lot on their instincts and reaction time. You've got to get in there quick to punch your opponent before he gets his fist back to block.
They have got great ring IQ. Counter punches are the best.
Perfect counter lands. They got out of the way of that right hook. That left hook doesn't find its target. You'd like to see more jabs. No rest for the weary. Hold that thought. Canelo Alvarez just got rocked in a big way. A very competitive round with 10 seconds left. Let's talk about Tarver in that last round. Well, we know this round. And there's the bell for round 2. That round was complete domination. Let's see if we can shake things up here in this round.
Todd, my motto is, if it's not broken, why change it? An excellent last round, everything works. Wait for the reaction. Until then, keep doing what you've just been doing because you've won that hands down.
Sometimes when you're fighting a counter fighter, the rounds can get a little boring. You get trigger shy because you know if you throw a punch, one is coming right back at you.
Counter puncher's my favorite kind of fighter. A good counter puncher, they're the people that make the history of our sport.
That jab won't score. Those counter punches have to hurt. Time they drop their guard, they get caught. They exchange punches. The straight right just misses. Not sure why he's not using his reach advantage.
You've got to make your opponent fight your kind of fight. They've got to get into your kind of argument, your kind of dance.
for the weary. How about that time counter shot? Throws the jab, but it doesn't score. Nope, that hook won't score. Not a lot of punch output. Thought there might be more action here. When are we going to see a jab from these two? Gotta let your hands go a little bit. It's okay to be aggressive now. Both men step back for just a moment. Every time he throws a punch, a receipt is coming right back. Despite what the judges' scorecards read, there are no losers in this one. Let's talk about Tarver in that last round. That bell could not have come soon enough for this guy.
Needs a knock.
And there's the bell to start round 3. That corner has got to find a way to get some momentum behind their fighter.
That was a tough last round. Now you've got to make sure he doesn't put it on him. That's what he's going to try and do. So tie him up, hold him, lean on him. Don't get drawn into a fight. Not yet. Not until your senses have come back.
We've never seen Canelo in this sort of trouble. Thought we were going to see the finish there.
It's been a tough round so far. It's been a tough round. What do you do? What do they tell him when he goes back to the corner? How are they going to get through this?
They call it the chin. How strong is your chin? Do you have a glass chin? These are things that can affect the fight.
Work the body, frustrate them, take the mind off the chin, take the mind off protecting everything around that. Work the body, use tactics. Sometimes it's all right to actually outbox a fight and beat them on points.
These punches coming from every angle. Got him there. Halfway through the round, and there's not a lot separating these two.
Skill for skill, tap for tap. She's like a match made in heaven.
Nice counter shot. Punch, counter punch. Beautiful counter shot. As we burn through these rounds, this aggressive fighter continues to come forward, seemingly with endless energy, John.
This is about ego. Get your ego in check, Tar, because if you fight a man that is used to doing this, he's confident and comfortable doing this, why are you giving him that chance to dance that dance? Step out of the way, box him, frustrate him, because if you let him get away with it, he pulls you down.
Putting the pedal to the metal, but has to be careful that he doesn't run out of gas. Throws the uppercut, but misses. Not a lot of defense here at all. You know the scorecards are going to be all over the place in this one. Let's talk about Tarver in that last round. Well, he is glad to have heard that. Here we go to the 4th round. Coming off a very tough round. Let's see what they do here.
This is one of those situations. You've just been hurt. You've got to get out there again. Be smart, be sharp. Don't be a fool, don't get suckered in. Make him fight your fight. Hold him, tie him up just until your head clears again and your legs come back again. Because if you don't, he's going to pop you off.
You hear people talk about a boxer's chin. Do they have a good chin? Do they have a glass jaw? Those are questions that are being answered here tonight.
Todd, you know what? Sometimes when I've done in the ring with fights like that and you punch them, you just want to run. You want that spaceship to come and lift you out there because you think, what the hell am I going to do now?
The straight right just misses. Has to be careful for that receipt. It's always coming. Not throw out a lazy jab in this fight. You'll get knocked out. A perfect counter shot. This fighter's certainly not going to outthrow their opponent by any means, but they will, when they hit, be a lot harder.
Sometimes when you get nervous, something that's so powerful, you've got to think him. You've just got to be smarter than him. You've got to be like a little Fagin and pickpocket him.
Some nice exchanges from both men in this round.
They're so close, so close. How can you separate them? It's going to be a hard night tonight for the judges.
He threw a punch and just got countered. Someone's will cave, but which fighter will it be? Which one of these athletes is going to say, I can't take it anymore? Good counter punching. Do you believe what we're seeing? The straight right just misses. Looking to land the hook. Nice counter shot. This round's still up for grabs with just 10 seconds to go. Talk about Tarver in that last round. The game plan does not seem to be working here. What's he have to do differently?
The bell, sometimes it couldn't be this.
Here we go in round 5. Who's going to land the first big shot? Safe to say that last round was a nightmare. Let's see if we can turn it around here.
They've had 1 minute to recover. Now they've got to bluff it. They've got to bluff it. They've got to come out now and style it out. Get on the back foot, jab, rest on the jab. Be smart and pop until your legs come back. Then put the pressure on.
There's been a significant aggression difference in this fight, Johnny. What are you seeing?
How do you deal with an aggressive fighter? What you do is you fight fire with fire. You either give it them back because that's where they're comfortable, or you play calm, play cool.
Nice slip to avoid the jab. Good counter punch. They both want the knockout. The straight right just misses. Fighter's sort of the death by 1,000 paper cuts approach. He'll hit you 1,000 times before you can land one.
When you have a fight that's got that great footwork and that great hand speed, it's so hard. It's an uphill battle.
Tough to be a judge of this fight as both fighters have had their big moments.
Perfectly matched, skill for skill, tap for tap. Now this fight will say, you know what, I'm just that notch above you, and so I've got to respect both of them more than happy.
Big hook doesn't land. see someone use a jab here to establish a boxing presence, but no, they just want to fight. The straight right just misses. They both want a knockout, you can tell. Throws the jab, it doesn't score. Nice counter. Very close round with 10 seconds to go. Talk about Tarver in that last round. Pretty dominant round there. Let's see how they respond here in the next round.
I seriously hope the judges kept their...
There's the bell to start round 6. Coming off that great round, let's see if they can build on momentum here.
Todd, my motto is, if it's not broken, why change it? An excellent last round, everything works. Wait for the reaction. Until then, keep doing what you've just been doing because you've won that hands down.
What do you think of this fight so far, Johnny?
You've got to be courageous when you get in there with someone that's bigger, stronger, and faster. You've just got to use brain there.
Not a lot of punch output. Thought there might be more action here. Not a lot of punch output. Thought there would be some more action here. Hook misses. That counter shot lands. One of the best attributes to have, and I wouldn't be surprised if they stop this fight considering the swelling and the bruising. The referee says they're okay to fight, and we'll keep fighting. These two are the perfect dance partners.
Skill for skill, tap for tap. Just like a match made in heaven.
There's a counter shot. So much for boxing. This is a fist fight. And so far, the offense has been better than the defense. So far, it seems like aggression has been the key. This fighter just not slowing down.
I've seen some aggressive fighters. They can terrorize the life out of you before they've even thrown a shot. The strength they have, the speed they have, and that knockout punch, they want to punch through you. They don't want to punch you. They want to punch straight through you. So you've got to be careful.
They are not going to let this one go to the judges. Has to be careful for that receipt. It's always coming. This round could go either way. 10 seconds to go. Talk about Alvarez in that last round. We'll see how much endurance these two fighters have.
There's a lot on the line here.
Get your mind back, get your focus back, get that jab back. Yes, I like that.
Here we go. It's round 7. They really seemed to exhaust themselves last round. Let's see what they have left.
An amazing pace and tempo set in the last round. Can you keep this up? Me, personally, I don't think that's possible. And if they can, their training, their conditioning would have been ridiculous, like they're in the army. But these guys, if they can keep up this pace, we are in for a great night.
Not a lot of punch output. Thought there might be more action here. heard the phrase, finding a second win. I don't think I need to tell you which one of these fighters needs to find it.
Now you've got two fighters that are absolutely shattered. What gets you through? Willpower. Calm, because if you panic, you get desperate. If you get desperate, you make mistakes. If you make mistakes, you get knocked out.
Not sure if I'd be taunting right now. Left hook just missed. As we enter the final frames of this... Hold that thought! And that will do it. What a victory! Everything looks better in slow motion. Let's take another look.
I need to see that. Are you okay?
You heard that right, ladies and gentlemen. A knockout victory and one of the biggest surprises of the year.
What a build-up. What a journey towards this fight. What a fight itself. The crowd and...
I've won many things I've done, but this one here, this one takes the cake. I've won many things I've done, but this one here, this one takes the cake. Compliments on my accomplishments are only possible due to your involvement, volume, level, and confidence. The consequences stimulating your consciousness, activating the cognitive structures. I think all you mother and opposites still play a vital role in my conquering. The combination of confrontation and pondering. Occupation is populating the conference with conversational astonishment, consuming the comments and then vomiting up the Vonnegut. Hey. Ominous as a monster is underneath your posturepedic, possibly in the closet. It's a necropolis, scary how I'm optimistically obstinate. Ain't no domino in my dominance when I'm dropping this. Janice Joplin droplets, it sound like the apocalypse mixed with Christopher Wallace's topics on top of obelisks. It's a kabbalist novelist inside of my esophagus. Rhyme is priming, it's optimist and tastes like chocolate cake. I've won many things I've done, but this one here, this one takes the cake. I've won many things I've done, but this one here, this one takes the K. Like winner, Charlie cake for dinner, birthday cake for breakfast, slice it like a ninja, pick up all the pieces, assemble like Avenger, author rain is August, wordplay is December, That mean my pen is in cinders and my deliverance shivers like Siberian area shippers. Slip on the slickest icicles, drip from the tip of my scriptures. If you a ship on the trip, don't hit on the tip of my glacier. Swim with the fish and flippers. I finish my pitches. This is what didn't get it, getting hit and hitting the different differs. What did he do with it, didn't she? Who are you mentioning? Lou would do a dual identity, dueling enemies. Do it to him, chewing through him without doing it dentally. Superhuman, fluent without refueling engines with energy. This chemistry can it be? They Googling endlessly. Even computers losing memory, bending mentally when they interface with the lyrical ability. Things I've done, but this one here, this one takes the cake. I've won many things I've done, but this one here, this one takes the cake.
Welcome to the WBC Arena, and what an atmosphere we have here tonight. I'm Todd Grisham. Alongside me, Johnny Nelson.
The pleasure's always...
Sugar Ray... This one of the hottest... These athletes have promised us a war. Let's see if they deliver. Just misses with that jab. Off the charts action from both of these fighters. Every time he throws a punch, a receipt is coming right back. You couldn't write a script like this. This is like Rocky versus Apollo. After so much pre-hype fight and social media drama. And it's a one-hitter winner. What a knockout shot. Let's take another look.
1, 2, 3, 4. Give me your blood.
How about that will to win and refusal to stay down as this fight continues?
What resilience to be down and to be back up again, to break yourself back into fight again, to show your fit.
I gotta stop you here, Johnny, as we pick up the heat. Sugar Ray Robinson just got rocked. Keeping those gloves up, the guard high, paying dividends as it seems that moment of trouble has passed.
Green Days now needs to steady the pace. Get the pace back to normal.
Pretty good start the first half of this round.
Perfect game plan. The thing is, can anybody figure out what to do to change this? It's a perfect start.
That hook was thrown with some bad intentions. How about that time counter shot? Well, I guess he's decided he's going to taunt his opponent now. It's like a game of joust. They both got their swords. They're slinging it. Back and forth they go. The courage on display here is incredible. That hook is parried away. Total domination with 10 seconds to go. Robinson in that lap. Here we go, round 2. Who's going to land the first big shot? It's been a nightmare so far. What can they do to turn this around?
2 knockdowns in that last round. There'll be sheer panic in that corner. What do? Do they throw the towel in? Do they let him come back out again? Because they know their fighter is like a lamb to the slaughter.
When you're fighting a counterpuncher, the feint can be such a good weapon. Pretend you're going to punch, make the counterpuncher throw a punch, and then you counter them.
Reaction is second to none. It's the blink of an eye, and they're waiting for any little twitch you do. So you've got to fight a counterpuncher smart.
Nice counter shot. When are we going to see a jab from these two? They're giving us a high-tempo show. And he wasn't ready for that counterpunch. This counterpuncher is going to wait for you to move first, and then will strike like a snake. Keep an eye on this guy.
Counterpuncher's my favorite kind of fighter. A good counterpuncher, they're the people that make the history of our sport.
Punch caught him clean. Crawford is dazed. appears they weathered the storm. How, I'm not sure.
Got caught sleeping on the job. What do? You step back, steady yourself, recompose yourself, then boom, back into it. But do not make those mistakes. This is the wrong place to fall asleep.
Punch output. Thought there might be more action here. Not a lot of punch output. Thought there might be more action here. We wanted action, and they are giving us action. Beautiful counter punch. Very close round with 10 seconds to go. Let's talk about Robinson in that last round. Well, there was no doubt about who won that round.
Dominance.
Bell rings and we start the third. That last round was huge for him, Johnny. How does he keep the momentum going?
Todd, my motto is, if it's not broken, why change it? An excellent last round, everything works. Wait for the reaction. Until then, keep doing what you've just been doing because you've won that hands down.
Both men step back for just a moment. Gotta let your hands go a little bit. It's okay to be aggressive now. Well, Johnny, you know, in the lightweight division, they've got fast hands, so get ready to see some lightning.
How do you deal with an aggressive fighter? What you do is you fight, fire with fight. You either give it them back because that's where they're comfortable, or you play calm, play cool.
Catch and shoot. You can tell he's stronger, but he's not faster. And so far, the offense has been better than the defense. These two are the perfect dance partners.
Perfectly matched, skill for skill, tap for tap. Now this fight will say, you know what, I'm just that notch above you, and so I've got to respect both of them more than happy.
You know, with lightweights, these guys are going to be lightning quick.
That power might be the do or die. That power might be the equalizer.
They have no respect for each other's punching power. And this is a you hit me hard, I'll hit you hard type of fight. Misses with that jab. They both want a knockout, you can tell. A perfect counter shot. Despite what the judges' scorecards read, there are no losers in this one. Robinson in that last round. Well, he is in big trouble here. He may have been saved by the bell.
Wow, it was like two different leagues.
And now you've let him back into it.
Nice round, good round. I like it. I'm happy.
And there's the bell to start round 4. Well, they got battered last round. How do they turn their fortunes around?
They've had 1 minute to recover. Now they've got to bluff it. They've got to bluff it. They've got to come out now and style it out. Get on the back foot, jab, rest on the jab. Be smart and pop until your legs come back. Then put the pressure on.
fighters certainly not going to outthrow their opponent by any means, but they will, when they hit, be a lot harder.
This could be really intimidating, Todd. If you know somebody's got the punch power, someone's got the speed, it can be intimidating. Just depends on how confident you are as a fighter.
They're both going for the KO. It's so obvious. They better start respecting each other's punching power.
One of the best attributes to have in boxing has nothing to do with boxing. It's how well you can take a punch to the face.
Todd, you know what? Sometimes when I've done in the ring with fights like that, and you punch them, you just want to run. You want that spaceship to come and lift you out there because you think, what the hell am I going to do now?
Nice counter punch right up the middle.
You'd like to see more jabs.
Not a lot of punch output. Thought there would be some more action here. You've got someone with the hand speed that this fighter possesses. How do you deal with it?
When you have a fight that's got that great footwork and that great hand speed, it's so hard. It's an uphill battle.
Not a lot of punch output. Thought there would be some more action here. These two lightweights are showing you why they are the best of the best. This round's still up for grabs with just 10 seconds to go. Let's talk about Robinson in that last round. Well, we're entering desperation. On to the fifth we go. So not the best round, but let's see if they can turn it around here.
That was a tough last round. Now you've got to make sure he doesn't put it on you, and that's what he's going to try and do. So tie him up, hold him, lean on him. Don't get drawn into a fight. Not yet. Not until your senses have come back.
Beautiful counter shot. What do you think of what we've seen so far from these two boxers, Johnny?
Let me explain to you about a fast fighter that's got hand speed and footwork. They're relaxed. They're confident. They know they just have the quick burst. Boom! In a split second, they've let 4 shots go. Their footwork has got them out of the way. And these guys are so relaxed. And that's why they can maintain this all the way through a fight.
Which one of these athletes is going to say, I can't take it anymore? That uppercut can't get through. Nice counter shot. Good punch. What do you think of this fight so far, Johnny?
Now this is about desire. This is about character. This is about want.
Both of these fighters have had their moments.
Skill for skill, tap for tap. Just like a match made in heaven.
He just gets out of the way of that right uppercut.
When are we going to see a jab from these two?
Here we go with the lightweights. Get ready to see some blaze. Do you believe this? Bud Crawford just got knocked down. We need to see that again. Some amazing boxing right there.
Even I've got to see that again. Where did...
1, 2, 3.
You still want to fight.
So this was an unexpected turn of events. What happens next?
That is a show of character. When you're put down, your ego's hurt, your chin's hurt, your body's hurting, and you've got to get up, suck it up, and think, right, I'm back in the game again. It's so hard for a fighter.
Not the best of rounds with 10 seconds to go. Let's talk about Crawford in that last round. That'll be a 10-8 round for sure with the knockdown.
I love the respect.
That's a terrible round.
Here's the bell for round 6. His eyes look pretty clear here, Johnny. How do you think he's going to do after being knocked down in the last round?
Todd, listen to me. If I knock somebody down like that round, you know this round coming up? He's getting everything, full barrel, because I know his leg is gone. So this, you watch what's going to happen. If he doesn't, I'll be very, very surprised.
I'd like to see more jabs. Not a lot of punch output. Thought there might be more action here.
Those counter punches have to hurt.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but when you're dealing with someone with so much speed, you've got to get your timing right.
Some fighters are just gifted with such hand speed, footwork, movement. They are gifted. They are the chosen few.
And he just misses with that jab.
Neither one of these fighters want to see the judges' scorecards.
Halfway through the round, and it's pretty much even Steven.
They're so close, so close. How can you separate them? It's going to be a hard night tonight for the judges.
Good counter punch.
The work rate is down. The head isn't moving as well, Johnny. Fatigue is starting to set.
Did you see that? Robinson got buzzed there. He's in trouble.
Cue up the replay machine. I have got to see that again.
A shot from the gods took...
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Listen to me. Are you okay?
Apparently, it's going to take more than that to keep this fighter down.
Somebody can smell blood here. They can smell blood. They've got to be smart. Get in there. Then boom, back in the same spot again. It happened once. You got away with it. You can do it again.
That counter shot lands.
Nice counter.
Final 10 seconds here, and I think he knows who's won this round. Let's talk about Crawford in that last round.
Switched off completely.
Here we go. It's round 7. Let's see how he bounces back here after getting dropped in the last round.
What a heavy knockdown. How are they going to come back from that? They staggered back to the corner. They've got to freshen them up, alert them again, get them back on point again. This round, they've got to coast around. Don't get involved. Give yourself another 3 minutes to get your head clear.
Oh, what a punch.
The winner of this surely will get a world title shot.
So much for of boxing, this is a fist fight.
In this division, both fighters will constantly be on their toes trying to punch and counterpunch.
You've got to be courageous when you get in there with someone that's bigger, stronger, and faster. You've just got to use brain.
Swing and a miss with the jab. Nope, that hook won't score.
Imagine seeing this punch coming and not being able to do anything.
You are right. You're out.
It happened. You saw it here live.